Just completed another group. Well, every time, I can't really say you get used to it. It gets harder actually, because you find more people are involved. Like David, his great-grandfather died here, and the previous group that I did also. It seems like more people are aware and more people are involved, especially those who are alive. So you can never get used to it. But even though it was, for this group, a lot of challenges, but everybody made it in one piece. Everybody came here with their own reason, but the main reason was to honor those people who died. And we've completed the walk today, so well done to everybody.
So, final day of the Sandakan Death March. It's been an incredible journey. Sometimes it's been very, very tough, very hot, very humid, through tough jungle. But to get here, and this is what we're all here for, is to pay tribute to the people that got here but never got home. And they're only 6 out of more than 2,000 that did make it home. For my family, it's been a very emotional journey for me personally. I've loved every minute of it. I've cried a lot. I've learned a lot. And if there's one thing that should be said about the Sandakan Death March, it holds its place in Australia's history, war history, and should be sitting wrong side. Gallipoli, Kokoda, Vietnam, Chubuk, and Hellfire Pass. It deserves its place. This year should be its year to get its place.
I've just finished the Death March. I am quite weary and tired, but I've enjoyed every moment of it. It's been quite challenging. In fact, some days it's been very, very challenging, but just to get a small taste of what our POWs experienced has been quite good. So makes me very grateful for everything we've got now. So yeah.
So it's the last day of the Death March. It's been an awesome experience. I feel really privileged to have walked in the footsteps of our POWs. I think it's amazing that they made it this far and they achieved what they did and just didn't give up. So the story needs to get out there and it needs to be told and more people need to know about it.
This is the last day of our march through the mountains, and today's been pretty emotional. And how many times I've taken the wheat out of the rice out of the bag and putting water back in, and those guys were just amazing. Thoroughly enjoyed the whole trip. It's one you can't explain to people, you just have to come and go through it.
Today's the last day of our Sandakan Death March and we've finally reached here now. And yeah, it's been an incredible journey and a sad journey to think about all those POWs that had to walk in such terrible conditions over such a long way, and it's just an inspiring story by the survivors, and I'm very empowered by the story, and yeah, I had a great time, love it.
At the end of the Death March, and it's hard not to be overwhelmed with the sadness and just the huge waste of life and the waste of good men, strong, gallant Australian men and New Zealand and English, but predominantly our Aussie boys, and it is just overwhelmingly sad and just a waste of life.
Got into an hour long walk, fairly tired, but sad to be here in a way that how all these people suffered and how we did it. We might have suffered a little bit, but nothing like those people did. Sad to be the end of it, but it's a great walk and it's something everybody should do to appreciate what these poor people went through.
Right, we're at the end of the Death March. It's been a real tough 7 days. One thing that's come to me in this trip is that I've always wondered why the guys that came back from the war never talked about it. And my father said it was always because they found it too horrific, but I never kind of got that. But I think I understand that now. I can't explain it, but I think I understand what he means by that.
It's a tough walk. It really brought home to me the pain and suffering that the Australian and British POWs went through at the hands of the Japanese. The locals, you know, they tried to help, but not a lot you can do when you've got the Japanese there dominating the whole thing. Very worthwhile doing. Great.
Well, here we are at Renau after finishing the Sandakan to Renau Death March walk. It's day 7 for us, and it's quite surreal to be standing at Camp 1 in a place of so many of our POWs trudged wearily through unbelievable jungle and terrible terrain to meet their demise here at the hands of their captors. To be able to walk in the footsteps of these heroes and feel their spirits as you walk along this track is really, really empowering. And the pride and purpose and passion that these blokes had as they moved along this track, and the hope they kept having when they arrived here, believing they were going to survive and go home to their loved ones, was denied to them by the barbaric behaviour of the Japanese. To be able to walk this track in their honour is something truly special, and to be able to remember them, it makes it very worthwhile. Their loss of life hasn't been for nothing. It just gives me great strength to carry on what we do with the rest of our lives, to honour them in the best way that we can honour them by living fulfilling lives. So unfortunately for them, they never have the opportunities to complete their lives, so it's up to each and every one of us to live their lives and carry their spirits with us.